So hello everybody, this is Nikki Moran. I'm a coach for creatives. My big purpose in life is to help creative freelancers, professionals really thrive, to get work that's really meaningful, to create lives that are really inspiring, take risks, all the rest of it. And I'm thrilled to do this session tonight. Some people are here live. Thank you so much for the people who are here live. Alex, Bernard, Catherine, David, Owen, Jill, Lydia, Ruby, Sarah. Most of you I know, some of you I don't, so this is wonderful. A lot of people will be watching this afterwards, so thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. So what I would recommend is, if you are watching this afterwards, make sure you don't multitask, because this is going to be quite a practical session. It's not just going to be me waffling on at you for an hour. That's not my style. I'm much more exercise based. I do stuff to get you thinking. There's going to be stuff for you tonight to do. So if you're watching live and you're doing the dishes, put the dishes away, go and find a nice quiet corner, get a pen and paper so that you can really focus. And if it's not a good time, come back to it later on. That's cool. So just to give you a little bit of context, if you don't know me, my background is that I am a creative, and I had a very hodgepodge career for many, many years. Like many creatives, I love doing many different things, but I also lack confidence. I was very unconfident sort of person. So I had a go at broadcast journalism, had some success, was a singer for a while. I worked in PR for a music company, but I was always sort of searching and searching for a long time. And then I discovered I really enjoyed training and inspiring people, and I loved psychology. So I ended up working in training. And then a few years ago, I set up my coaching practice to focus just on helping creative people, because to be honest, I really wanted to do something for my community, to people I really loved and care about. So I've been doing it for a few years, and my intention this year is to go bigger, wider, to do more group programs. So this, in a way, it's a real celebration tonight, because this is only the second public webinar I've ever done. The first was a complete experiment. Tonight I'm probably a bit more organized than I was the last time I did it, but my intention is to get really, really good at this so I can build a wider community, because I think in community, creatives really thrive. I've just finished, or just come into the end of something called Passion Project over the Christmas holidays, and I had a few people going through that, and it has been inspirational seeing creatives work in community. We had a Facebook group and lots of people, you know, making connections with each other and spurring each other on. So as well as me delivering training, I really, really hope to create community this year. So let me show you what we are going to be doing tonight. I do have a little PowerPoint provided. So here we go. We are looking at setting blissful intentions tonight. So put there for creatives, mavericks, and freedom lovers, because that's certainly what I am, and probably you are as well if you're watching this. So tonight we're going to start by looking at New Year's resolutions, why they often fail, and why we also procrastinate over important goals. Why do we do that? Then we'll be looking at why blissful intentions are more likely to give you the power to get your life on an inspiring track. And this is going to be really practical. I really believe in doing stuff, trying things out. So it's going to be a very practical hour. And then at the end, I'm going to introduce you to a new course, an online course I'm going to be doing, which is a group program called Life Hack for Creative Mavericks, which is a 4-month power-packed program. I'm using power a lot here, aren't I? Which starts on February the 7th. So there's a bonus for early bird. So if you're watching this first and you're keen, you'll get a special bonus from me as a reward. Okay, so let's just get back to what I was saying here about New Year's resolutions. So New Year's resolutions. Okay, I'm just going to come live a minute. I'm going to ask the group who are here live, anybody done any New Year's resolutions this year? Or anyone done New Year's resolutions and they've not worked? You've sort of gone to the gym 3 times and then, you know, you've just not kept up with it. Let's just see if anyone in the group has either got any that they've started, or they've started them in the past and they've given up. So it's interesting because I went dancing on Saturday night. I do fogo dancing, and I met somebody who asked me for a dance. And the first thing he said to me was, "Do you done any New Year's resolutions?" I decided to write a diary this year, and I failed after day 3. So there we go. So Jill says, "No, I haven't. Not this year. I'm full of hope for a better new year." No, good. I'd like to set up my own company this year and take first practical steps. Eek! Oh, great. I mean, that sounds really positive. Don't really bother with resolutions, David says. Okay, so a mixture there. So some hopeful answers to action things I have written down. Yeah. So let me, the reason so basically, just to give you some context on what we're doing tonight, I noticed that I was setting goals and not making them happen. I was setting resolutions, and I did a lot of thinking about this. Why don't they work? It's almost like a standing joke, isn't it? So Lydia says, "I have intentions rather than resolutions." Okay, so you are in my camp, Lydia. So let's look at the difference. So New Year's resolutions, I believe they fail because they're based on self-criticism. When we come to the beginning of the year, often what we do is we go into a reflective state, but naturally ambitious creatives, who are certainly the people I coach, often are critical that they are not where they want to be in life. So they start from self-criticism, which usually puts you into a state of, not so energetically motivated or inspired. You start feeling a little cautious. So you come up with resolutions that are basically from the perspective of, I'm not good enough, I'm not where my life should be. So your resolutions come from a place of lack. So give up smoking, find my soulmate, go to the gym 3 times a week. And they're often very rigid. So as soon as you don't do what you've set yourself, you failed. It's like this guy I met dancing, I was going to do a diary and I did it for 3 days and I haven't done it. So I'm not going to bother, And it also, when we fail, like near the beginning of the year, it sort of creates a negative loop in our self-perception. And for me, that's just not a good way to start the year. So I decided to do it differently a few years ago, and I started this practice, which is all about intention setting. So blissful intentions, I believe they motivate because they start from a positive perspective. So it assumes you're a good person with a lot going for you. That's the assumption I start with when I'm coming up with intentions. It comes from that perspective. You're great. There's nothing wrong with your life. Your life is fine, and there's nothing wrong with you. You're a good person. And what it does, it builds on personal values so that it triggers positive emotions, motivating words that help us feel more inspired. And also, the intentions encourage self-responsibility, creativity, and learning, because they're not as rigid. So I'm just going to give you a few examples of what we mean so that you've got a kind of context of where we're going today. So here we go. Here's some resolutions. Find a partner by going on 2 dates a week. Now, this was always the kind of goal setting I would set myself. I must do this. I need to find a partner, and that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go out and go on 2 dates a week, or get a better paid job, call contacts a week. So if I ask you what that sort of language makes you feel, gang, if they were your goals or your resolutions, what does that evoke energetically? Pressure, says Katharina. Exactly. Yeah, pressure. Quite stressful. Yeah, it connotes stress, pressure. You're not good enough. Get out there, perform. And even as I say the words, it just doesn't feel positive. Those resolutions sound almost aggressive. Yeah, deadlines. Urgh. And what I found by just doing goals in that kind of pressurized way, I would automatically feel resistance. So Jill says that 1 date or 9 contacts would mean failure, even though progress has been made. That's right. It focuses on failure. It sets you up for failure, having that sort of language. And it just doesn't create a good feeling. It doesn't feel motivating. It feels like you just have to. And that immediately creates resistance and makes you not want to do it. So the funny thing was, what I would find is, because I am quite a motivated person generally, I would go on those 2 dates a week, and I'd do it for about a month, and I'd force myself into it, and then the dates would be so awful because I'd be pressurized. Then I'd think, I don't ever want to go on a date again. So it certainly didn't encourage me. So let's look at some examples of what we're doing tonight. We're looking at blissful intentions. So this is just, you know, a bit of fun here, some examples. So instead of find a partner by going on 2 dates a week, have fun flirting with cute strangers and everyone else for practice, or have dating adventures. So instead of I want a better paid job, call 10 contacts a week, it might be build relationships with people I admire in my industry and learn to promote myself with ease. Okay, so yeah, so hopefully thoughts on those as the kind of the tone and the language. How does that shift the experience for you? I notice when I see the word fun, flirting, much more realistic. Yeah, it's not so rigid. It's more exploratory. It's more it's more positive, and it's more creative. Building relationships is something that you can do and allows flexibility. Exactly. So intentions are more about the journey than you must do this, which immediately makes us feel constrained. It's more human and kind. Yeah, exactly. Enabling more options. Yeah. And learning as well. So, you know, having dating adventures, that's kind of, there's something really fun in that as well. Great, lovely. Thank you, everyone. So, are you ready to get into doing some blissful intentions? So, what we're going to do now is time to get blissful. I'm going to do a little visualization with you. Now, visualizations are fantastic for getting us out of our kind of logical mind and getting us into a sort of more a state of reverie. So what we're going to do, I'll tell you exactly what we'll do. I'm going to talk you through a visualization where I'm going to take you on a little journey into thinking about positive experiences that you've had in your life. Now, if you're not very good at visualization, don't worry about it. Just have a relaxing experience. It's fine. Don't worry. There's no pressure to do this right. Just become relaxed, because there will be other questions coming up afterwards that will just ask you to think about positive experiences. But this is quite a nice place to start. Okay, so I'm going to ask you all to get a little comfortable. So maybe you want to just relax in your chair. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and just know the next few minutes we're going to go on a really, really positive and pleasant journey inside your imagination. So as you close your eyes, just take a few really lovely deep breaths. So breathing in for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, and breathing out 2, 3, 4, and breathing in 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, and breathing out 2, 3, 4. And with each breath, you're just becoming more and more relaxed. And if you notice any tension anywhere in your body, just send it some breath. Send some breath to that part of your body and just allow it to relax. Let go. Just know that you're in a really safe place here. And it's a chance for you to just connect inwards and go on a little journey. So I'm going to ask you now to go on to a little memory tour. And I want you to just scan your mind, scan your imagination, and go back to a time in your life that was really, really joyful. Really, where you were your best self, where you felt really inspired. And wherever that takes you, it could be when you were young, when you were really young, at university, it could have been your wedding day, it could have been a work situation, and I want you to just go to that moment and just allow whatever moment to come into your mind, just go with that one. And just really check in with that moment when you felt really, really relaxed and inspired. And look around you. What was going on at the time that was really, really helping you to feel really good about yourself? And what was it you were doing? And how did it feel? How did you feel in yourself at this time? Maybe there's a sense of peace or excitement or joy. And just noticing that feeling in your body right now as you recall that brilliant memory. And have a look around you. Who was there at the time? Was there anybody around you at the time? Just take in what was happening. Just really enjoy this memory. And as you take in this experience, what's the best part of this? What's making this feel really, really good and positive? Good. Great. And just know that you can come back to this memory anytime. And now I'm going to ask you to find a different moment in your life. Perhaps a very different type of memory, but still a really, really positive experience. And maybe that was in the last few months, few weeks. Could be just a simple time with your partner or in a coffee shop or on a good walk. So just let your mind scan for another memory that was really, really positive, really joyful, happy for you, really good time. So again, what's this experience like? What's going on here? Have a look around. What do you see? Who's there? What colours are there? Textures? Perhaps there's a smell. Is there a particular smell that comes to mind? How do you feel here? What's the feeling like? And what's so great about this experience? So just take it in. Really enjoy this memory. Just really enjoy it. And now we're going to go to one more memory. This time, I want you to find a memory that links to doing something around work. A really positive memory of when you did something at work that brought you real pleasure. The best bit of either the job you do now or what you've done in the past. Go to a moment where you really, really felt in a place of pleasure. You felt really good. And just notice where you are and what is it you're doing. What particularly feels good about this scenario? What really, really is enjoyable about this scene for you? Have a look around. Who else is there? What are you doing that's feeling really good? What's enjoyable about this? Just take it in, the really good feelings of this experience. And again, know that you can go back to this at any time. Those good feelings are still there. Okay, so now we're just going to come back to the present day, and in a moment just take a couple more deep breaths. Hopefully you enjoyed that experience. And what I'd love you to do is when you open your eyes, I'd love you to just start writing words down that came up for you in those experiences. So what really resonated for you? So as you open your eyes, guys, just on your piece of paper, and then when you've written on your piece of paper, I'd love to have some people chatting as well so I can get some feedback. What words came to mind in those experiences? Was it connection? Was it love? Was it intimacy? What made it really good, these experiences for you? Just jot them down, and I want you to start building a series of words that really connote pleasure for you, bliss, good feelings, because these are values words. Okay, so I'm going to, if you're watching this afterwards, there'll be a bit of a pause now. Perhaps I could do a bit of a dance. But this is a moment I'd like you to get your piece of paper and just write some words down that came up for you as you relived some of those memories. So I'm going to just wait for a minute or two. And guys who are here live, if in a minute or so you could start chatting some of the words in the chat box so I know how you're doing. Oh, Sarah's saying some lovely words here. Harmony, buzz, laugh, warmth, shared experiences, visibility. Oh God, they ooze warmth. Adventure, freedom, challenge, independence, excitement of the unknown. Wow, very different tone to those words, Lydia. Wonderful. Very different. Excitement of the unknown. Great. I love that. Lovely words. Yeah, I resonate with all of those words. Adventure, freedom. And I know Lydia, she loves adventure. Anybody else? Fun, inspiring, energetic, busy. Yeah, great. Lovely. Magic, in the moment, absorbed, excited, connected to each other and to myself. Oh, so nice. Strength, independence, confidence, collaborative, being valued, respect, intimacy, power. Wow. Freedom, nature, togetherness, community, understanding. Comfort, focus, control, adventure, says Owen. Okay, lovely, absolutely beautiful, wonderful, everyone. So what you're all describing here is what I would call values. Values are the aspects that really help us to feel motivated and authentic, and they're really useful for us to know about ourselves, that they're the things that we need to honor to create a good life. For example, one of my values is freedom, which is why I love what I do, because I have all the freedom in the world. And I also love adventure And one of my big intentions for this new year is to have more adventure in my business. So this is a great place to start thinking about intentions. Ruby says connection from the heart, capable, comfortable, friendship, gathering, purpose, playful, slow, community. Beautiful, Ruby. Absolutely. David says play, sharing, affection, and performing. He loves performing. Wonderful. That's so great. That's so rich. It sounds like that was a really positive exercise. So it's a wonderful place to start, because we're already in a really good place. We're not in a critical frame of mind. We're connected right now with our values. So I think actually that's just a really important exercise to remember going forward. If you connect with meaningful moments in your time, it connects you immediately to a place where you feel your most authentic self. And you can do that in your mind, and it can really help you to step into being more of that in your daily life. Imagine if you did that every morning, connect to those feelings. But we're going to use these for our intentions. So I'm going to build on this now. So we're going to build up on these words. So what I'd like you to do is, the work memory, was there any sort of skills that showed up in there? Anything that was particularly enjoyable? I put in a work memory because I know, I coach creatives, and work is a really big part of our identity. So was there a particularly enjoyable aspect? Because I think there is something about learning about yourself. What are the aspects of what you do that you love doing? So for example, one of the things I've learned this year is I love creating content, and I didn't know that before. So this is a part that I'm going to build on in the coming years. So I think that's a really important to think of. In that work memory, was there a particular skill that you loved using? Because that's probably a good indicator of what you should be building on going into the future. Okay, so we want to keep building up on the words, and I'm just going to ask you a little bit about 2016. So I don't know what 2016 was like for you. It might have been a difficult year, but I'm not going to spend a long time on this, because you can reflect on this afterwards. But for the purposes of this, the exercise, I'd like you to just explore other blissful moments from 2016, any achievements in 2016, and skills you loved to use. So just spend a couple of minutes now thinking about any great moments that come to mind. What I did when I thought about this, I sort of went to Facebook and looked at my pictures for the year, and I kind of built up a collage. Look, there was a great bike ride. I went out taking pictures again. I went to Notting Hill Carnival. I did a little bit of work with my brother. I went to Ibiza and rode around on a bike, which was fantastic. I had some yummy times with friends. And then, there were achievements that were great for me last year. So I worked in Dusseldorf with a really good friend of mine, Bev Glick. I did some coaching for a TED program. So these were sort of joyful moments for me. So I'm just going to give you a bit of time just to reflect on the year behind from a joyful perspective. What were the highlights? What was great last year for you that you can just recall now? And you might want to come back to this later. So I'm going to give you another minute or two just to think about those questions. Times that felt really good, achievements you feel really pleased with and they were very enjoyable, skills you loved using this year. So again, I'd love to hear who are here tonight. Anything you can share with me, anything that comes to mind as you look back on 2016, because many people were sort of like, oh, glad 2016 is over. But, there are always great moments, and it's really good to consolidate. What are the moments in your life that that really, really feel good to you? Advocacy, says Jill. Wonderful. Endurance and strength. So you did some advocacy this year. I quit my job. Go, girl! Katharina quit her job. I bet that felt amazing. Whoa, my kind of lady. Oh my God, we've got a little posse of quitting jobs people in here. This is fantastic. And when Erin started working for myself, oh my God, that's fantastic. Yay, Jill, says Katharina. That's so cool. Oh, this really makes me happy. Yeah. So you took some risks last year, and that's yay for us. Brilliant. That's really fantastic. Good. So that must have taken some real guts to do that. So beginning to do commissioned jewelry pieces and creating beautiful, unusual pieces from my imagination after quitting my job. Go, girl. Lydia, good for you. That is so great. So I'm feeling really buoyed up by this exercise. So I really want you to kind of carry on, just really, you might want to kind of create a picture of all the things that were great about last year. So it really like focuses your mind on what's working well. Started house renovation, good for you. Oh my God, that's a big project, isn't it? That's very time consuming. So that's great. So, you know, take some time after this presentation. I'm going to rattle through now and just look at how you might build that. So what you're doing here, I'm just going to come back. What you're doing here is you're building up a picture of the pleasant things in life, what makes you feel alive. That's the idea with this. We're building up an idea of what our core values are, so that when we're doing blissful intentions, we can build on what's working well from a firm foundation. So hoping that makes sense. But I think it's making sense here. Woohoo, everyone, says Lydia. That's so nice. Yay. Positive posse. Okay, so now a couple of things I'm going to suggest you do afterwards. I'm not going to do them now because we're running out of time. So we're wanting to build up a picture. You might want to do a mood board of your achievements that matter. Then, I'm not going to do this now because I think this needs a bit of time. You also might want to think about disappointments or challenges for you in 2016. But I would suggest one of the ways of building on this in terms of the positive is if reflecting on it from the perspective of, if these difficulties were the perfect thing to help you grow, what was the learning that you gained? What was the learning that you gained? Okay. If anyone wants to answer that straight away, but I think every difficulty that we face in our lives is massively useful to help us. Yeah, so I need to let go, Jill. What was the learning you get? Yeah, maybe that's it. And sometimes the most stressful, most difficult times they catapult us into a new level in our lives, in our careers. And I can tell you that from many experiences of really, dealing with some very painful experiences in my life. They really helped me grow the most, actually. So I would ask you to think about that beyond this. But what I'd like to do now is I'd like to move now towards a structure that I'm going to teach on building really powerful intentions. So the next, so this is a process now. So out of the reflections, everything that we've talked about so far, I'd like you to just quickly think, what are you most grateful for right now? So the step one in creating blissful intentions is to start from a grateful state of mind. Because when we're feeling grateful, it builds safety and it builds confidence. Jill's chatting about note to worried self, sometimes things have to break so they can be about better. Absolutely, Jill, absolutely. And it's not resisting those difficulties. It's in a way, it's celebrating them. And so we can build from a stronger foundation. So next bit is, out of your reflections, what are you most grateful for right now in your life? So I'm grateful that I've got to do this. I'm so grateful right now. I'm feeling so thrilled. Being alive, nice. I'm grateful for friendships, really beautiful friendships. I've made some wonderful friendships this year. I'm grateful for you guys being here tonight. I'm grateful for people really helping me to make tonight possible. People were kind of shouting out about tonight, including Jill, so thank you, Jill. The amazing support of friends, yes, and family, truly astonishing, yes. And that can certainly come clear in times of difficulties. Yeah. Anybody else? What are you grateful for? I know some really awesome people. Yeah. Gosh, isn't it interesting? It often comes down to, we're often most grateful for the people in our lives. There's a theme here. Yeah. Absolutely. Lovely. So starting with a state of gratitude, seeing the most beautiful moon tonight. Oh, love the moon. So yeah, when we start with gratitude, again, for my husband. Oh, that's so nice. So starting from a place of gratitude gets you into a really resourceful and creative state of mind. So it's a really good place to start. And it's the opposite to judging yourself, criticizing yourself. Okay, so that's where we start. And the next bit is fun. We're going to look at what we really want this year. So I want you to be bold, people. Be bold. What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to learn? And who do you want to be? So I want you to be super bold. And I'm going to do this with you. I'm going to be really bold. What do you want to do, achieve? What do you want to learn? Who do you want to be? Okay. Get really bold here. If you had all the confidence in the world, £1 million in the bank, perhaps you will. Perhaps you want £1 million. What would you love? Just keep jotting ideas down. What would you love to achieve? Write lots of ideas down. Exploring. One thing I haven't said, what do you want to have? You might want to have something. And put anything down. Because once you start writing, like new ideas pop up. To remember who I am, who I was, and then how to spell. To write more poetry. Oh wow, which is my great love. To live a poetic life. Oh my God, I love that. Oh God, wonderful. A poet is born, people. Live tonight. It's so nice. So I've put, I want to be a webinar queen. I want to be brilliant at this. I want to get better and better at doing these. I want to have a packed program. I want to learn German because I want to live in Berlin this year. That's what I want to do. I want to be confident and I want to be inspiring. I want to have a garden. That's one thing I want. Anything else, people? Let's have some big goals. Be really bold. Perhaps you want to travel. What would be bold? Let's think bold, people. Meet lots of inspiring and positive people. Yeah, so maybe that's really important to you at the moment, Catherine. Yeah, building your community, getting inspired. Great. Lovely. Who else is there? Sarah, Owen, what do you want? Anything else you want? Yeah, Lydia wants to continue to build a great portfolio of original jewellery pieces, pass my astrophysics exam in June, or at least love learning it. You're a natural at this, Lydia. To have a happy working life and a good work-life balance, to be healthy, to have fun, modest aims, absolutely. That's totally great. Don't need to be bold, actually. That's my approach. Want to learn something difficult but amazing. Ooh. Finally finish my masters, connect again with old friends and go traveling with friends. Wonderful. That's so nice. So what about the B place, any other being place, to feel confident in my abilities again? Yeah, I want to be confident. Astrophysics for you, Sarah. Oh. Yeah. We've got a challenge going on for you there, Sarah. Astrophysics, there we go. Hook up with Lydia after this. Great. Okay, so that's the first bit. You just go wild, and you can carry on this, working on more inspiring sound projects. Travel to Australia, more confident. Wonderful. So we are building towards the end. So we've done gratitude. We've had a good old brainstorm of what we really want. Then we're going to create blissful intentions. So I want you to just choose one for now. Choose one of those to have a play around with. Choose one. You can have them all, people can have them all, but just in terms of the approach, choose one goal. So it could be a new job, find clients, could be complete an album. So for me, I'm going to choose, marketing, because that's important for me this year. Get more clients is going to be my goal. Okay, so just choose one, and then we're going to link it with our values that we did before. So I want you to think about like some of the words that you've already talked about. What do you want to feel more of this year? So we've got our want. So I want to be really good at marketing. And normally that creates resistance in me, but I want to do it in a joyful way. So circle some of the words that you want to really experience more of. To be honest, this is already going on naturally. Okay, so we've got our want. And then what you do, I've thought about this in a very structured way. So you go sort of what you want and how you want to feel getting what you want. So it might be a new job, finding love, and you link it. So that linking makes it a bit more, it's about using language that feels really invigorating and inspiring. So magnetic language. Okay, is that all right, everyone? Working on more inspiring sound projects, travel to Australia, more confident. So words that inspire you, values that kind of help you to connect with what you want. And then we're going to build a bridge, and we're going to look at how you'll go about it. Okay, so you've got what you really want, how you'll go about it, and use your value words to create some sort of intention. So here's my example: a job that inspires me, be brave and network with the bigwigs. So my blissful intention is find an inspiring job by being brave and building relationships with directors I admire. So there's full of those feeling words: brave, I want to be brave, I want to build relationships with directors I admire. So I'm going to leave you for a minute just to have to come up with a blissful intention. So some more examples here. A partner, attract potential dates by being mischievous and flirtatious. Go freelance, attract new contacts by being brave and proactive. Be an organizational goddess. So I'm just coming up with a few for you here. So I'm just going to leave you for a moment, and I want you to just come up with some blissful intentions to finish off our little session together. I want inspiring new jobs, and I'm going to be brave and proactive. I'm going to build relationships. Have a think about that. I've got some intentions to share in a minute. So what do you want? And how are you going to go about getting it? Using your values words. I already like this one. Working on more inspiring sound projects, travel to Australia, be more confident. What would help you to be more confident? So you might want to go, because confidence comes with us being connected with our values. So one of the things that helps me feel confident is experimenting, taking risks. So that helps me to feel more confident. So you might look at your values and just think, oh, what buzzes me up? What makes me feel excited? I'm going to be bold. That might make you more confident. So how you doing all? Anybody got an intention for us? Secure a new job by being confident about my abilities and my values, and then re-entering the job with joy, integrity, and a sense of being centered and tranquil. Beautiful, Jill. Ooh, that's giving me goosebumps all over. Owen saying, work in a flexible, challenging, and fun job with people I admire and respect, and have the ability to travel around Europe. Sip a cocktail, design and breathe in the sea. Oh, that sounds brilliant. That sounds really fun. I love that. It's very sort of, that's really telling me you love travel and freedom. Lydia's saying lol. Absolutely. So a fun way of doing this, if you've got, you know, if you've got real dreams around this, you might, and your visual, you might want to paint a picture of the intention, what your intention might look like. Sip a cocktail, design and breathe in the sea air. Oh my God, that's so wonderful. That's lovely. That's fantastic. Thank you, everyone. Some really good ones there. So I'm going to share mine, some that I came up with before. Oh, sorry. My intention is become a web ninja, because that makes me laugh, and create a buzzy online community. I love the feeling of buzz. That feels really good for me. Learn new skills and be brave with my marketing and take big risks. Help my creative community to feel inspired and thrive on their own terms. So there's 3 intentions that I have, okay? So there we have it, everyone. Hopefully that will help you to create intention. So let's look at the process one more time. So we start with gratitude. We then really think about what do we want this year and who do we want to be. We brainstorm. Then we focus on what's one thing I really want? Is it a new job? Is it completing an album? And then we look at how we want to feel when we're doing that. Do we want to have more love, power, sexiness, gratitude? Circle the feelings or values that will help you to get what you want. You link them together. So I want a new job, and the value that will help me get there is inspiration, love, finding love. It might be mischief, zen, adventure. And then we build a bridge to go, how can I take responsibility for making that happen? So what you really want, how you're going to go about it. So you use your values words in a responsible way, like this is what I'm going to do. So Lydia is saying, I want to survive and thrive financially in my brave new world by seeking new commissions, creating websites when the time is right, and learn how to do my new self-employment contract work as an external verifier. Lovely. I love that. In a brave new world. So intentions kind of get our juices going. We feel inspired by them. If we're not feeling inspired, we might want to look at the language, because language is really, really powerful. Language really kind of sets us alight, and we step into that good feeling we start to talk about at the beginning. Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. So are you all right, everybody, if I now just talk about the next stage of this work? I'm going to be launching a group program, so just wanted to speak a little bit about that to you, unless there's any questions on Blissful Intentions. Did that work, guys? Did that make sense? Let's just check it in case. Did you like them? Did you like the process? That was great. Oh, good, Lydia. I'm glad that was great. Yes, lovely, thanks. Very interesting. It was very helpful. Oh, brilliant. I'm so pleased. Little smiley face from David. All good. Okay, good. All right, so that seemed to work. So briefly, I'm going to just finish off the session telling you about the next stage. And I'd love, if anybody wants to do this, it would be absolutely fantastic. So as I say, one of my goals, one of my intentions is to create a really buzzy online community. So I am launching something. So what I'm launching is, can I have a drum roll, please? Ding! Life hack for creative mavericks. These are the freedom lovers, just like you, Owen, sipping your cocktails on a beach one day. So it's about recharging, getting clear, building confidence, and making things happen. So it's a 4-month program starting in February. February the 7th is the first session. It's for ambitious creatives, and actually it's for more than creatives. You might have a job and you feel a little creative and you want to be in that world. Perhaps you want to launch something for yourself. So you don't have to be, that's my main tribe, but other people are very, very welcome to get on board, who want to shift gear and go up a level in their life or in their career. So that's the aim of it. So over 4 months, what we'll cover, we'll start a foundation for an inspiring life and career. What we'll have, guys, let me just come back to the center. So how it's going to work, there's going to be 8 training sessions like this, live, where you come, we have a session, I do loads of exercises. The first month we'll look at building a really solid foundation. So we'll look in depth at your values. So you'll come away with core values that whatever you do, whatever life choice you make in life, it will be in congruence with your core values. We'll also look at really good goal setting. So we looked at intentions tonight, and we're going to get a little more specific when we look at goal setting. So that's the first month. So what will happen is we'll have 2 sessions every couple of weeks. We'll have a session just like this. And then in the same month, we'll have an open session, which will just be anybody comes to the group, and people might be struggling with something, and I'll do some on-the-spot coaching with people live. And there'll also be a Facebook group that you'll be a member of, and everybody will be sharing, asking questions, sharing insights, and I'll be on the Facebook group too, chatting with people, answering questions, and there'll also be lots of challenges as well to get your juices going. So month 2 is declutter and get organized. That's for all those creatives who are a bit like me, not naturally very organized, and you tend to hoard things. So it's really about streamlining your life, getting rid of things that you don't need anymore, and getting creative systems in place so that then you can go about your business in a more efficient way. You can go for the jobs that you really want. You can be more focused on doing your most important work to catapult you forward to what you really want in life, rather than just doing the same old, okay? So it's about making brave choices. The next month, we're going to tap into your inner wisdom and creative power, stopping self-sabotage. So often when we want to make changes, what happens is, as soon as we start trying to make a change, we sabotage ourselves, we get in our own way. So I'm going to teach you some methods of how to handle your own internal conflicts, and to learn how to persevere. Owen's got to run. No problem. Thank you for being here, Owen. So overcoming self-sabotage and really like carrying forward on what your goals are and what you're intending to do. And then the final month is really about developing the leader in you. It's about learning to take risks, express your voice, ask for what you want in life, and self-promotion. So we will be looking at how to share more of our own work, or go for what we really want. So that's the 4 months. The price is it's $597. Which I think is very reasonable. Let me show you actually what else I haven't said. So for the price, you'll have 1 session one-to-one with me, because I might not be able to do this later on, but I think this is the first time I'm doing it, and I really want to give everyone a one-to-one session, because I can really help people strategize and get to the core of what they want. So everyone will get one of those, and it will really help me to build the community spirit as well. So there'll be 8 training sessions like this, 4 one-hour group sessions, creative challenges, and it'll be part of an online book. And there's also a workbook with loads of organizations and self-promotion tools. So if you're interested, and no problem if you're not, that's absolutely fine. The early bird price is $597. After January, it goes up to 25th, it goes up to $750. So if you're interested, so the bonus for the first 5 people is that I'm going to throw in an additional one-to-one session for the first 5 people who are interested. Ruby's got to go, no problem. So if you're interested and you'd like to carry on doing some more work with me, then you can go straight to my website, which is nikkimoran.com, Life Hack for Creative Mavericks. And you can actually pay straight away if you want to make sure you're one of the first 5, or just book a 10-minute call with me, nikki@nikkijmoran.co.uk, and we can have a quick chat. So, happy to answer any more questions. So that is it, everybody. I'm very excited about it. So before we head off, does anybody have any questions about that? Love the name. Yes, absolutely. Life hack for creative mavericks. Wonderful, isn't it? Great. Anybody got any questions about the content? There's more detail on my website. No, I can't see it. And if you want to send me a quick message, we can chat outside of this. Sounds great, Nikki. Good. Yeah. No, I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be very, very exciting indeed. So I'll be doing a bit more marketing in the next few weeks, because obviously that is one of my goals. But so I will leave it there. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to just unmute you guys just to say goodbye. Thank you very much for being here. I'm unmuting you all. Hi, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Did you enjoy the session?
Oh, can you?
I think that might be Lily. Thanks for being here tonight, guys.
Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you.
Pleasure. It's lovely. And I'll put this up tomorrow so everybody has access to it, and I will stop recording now. Okay, bye everybody. Send me an email to any information about the call. I'm going to stop recording. Bye.